You know, I mean,
The pixie.
the pixie, but here's the sad news. Never coming back, ladies. Never coming back. This is it. It was actually saved for this show. We had so many of you pre-order on this. So for this airing, for these quantities, for this show, what you see is what you get. And then it's done, done, done. 353-286. You know, the thing is, Darlene, I love these shows because variety is the spice of life. And boy, with kids going back to college, kids going back to school, I mean, what a fun little tool for grandmas, for granddaughters, you know, for families who want to get sewing together, even for our quilters or our scrapbookers who want something that they can easily transport back and forth.
Yes.
You can really do some fun little things with this.
You bet you can. And with 8 built-in stitch patterns, a top-loading drop-in bobbin, you can wind your own bobbins. It comes with a huge amount of accessories. This will run on batteries. There's a built-in measuring guide. And even a built-in light. And one of the things you're going to notice is the C-frame. So the C-frame will allow you to take larger items and roll them up like so and put round through the round hole.
Oh, are you kidding?
Well, sure. It's hard to get a round thing
you know
through
what?
a square
That's,
peg like a regular sewing
no,
machine.
That's
so
smart,
that works
though.
terrific. And if you would show our viewers exactly what they get with that while
Absolutely.
I fix this
We'll do.
thread.
In fact, you know what? We'd also like to say some hellos because I know a lot of you out there have the Pixies. Remember, it's from Singer, so there's everything to love about this. Real quickly, before we go to the phones, I just want you to understand, you know, this is one of those deals where the accessories pretty much pay for the price of the whole doggone shoot and match. I mean, honestly, you get all the bobbins, you get all of the thread. Now, good grief, how much does thread go for it these days?
Oh, it could be like $2.25 a spool.
I mean, so basically, the thread would almost pay for the purchase. I mean, to be honest with you. Then, of course, you get all your needles, you get your measuring tape, you get your seam rippers, you get your mini scissors, you get your needle threader. You also get your bobbins, all your snaps, your extra buttons, and all your extra needles as well. $19.99. I don't know if you've seen the quantity left or not, but I know you see final quantities rotating at the bottom of your screen. I checked with our buyer before this show, and like I said, if there's a piece of sad news, thanks, Rick, only 700 of these to go around. And remember, this will not be coming back. Unfortunately, it's not the kind of thing that we can get back into our inventory, although, you know, we'd love to get it back. Unfortunately, this will be your final chance. And when you see some of the things that Darlene has created for you, the really great thing about this is, especially with the Pixie, I like to say, don't let the price fool you. I mean, you can still do great, you know, stuffed animals and aprons and decorative items and scrapbooking and fabric stitching and do it all for less than $20 on your credit card. We're going to head to Texas, though, because Jane has been kind enough to join us. Hi there, Jane. Welcome to HSN. You're live with Shannon and Darlene. How are you, Jane?
I'm fine, and you girls are just crazy.
We are crazy like a fox. We can have fun when we sew, right?
Absolutely. Well, I bought 2 of these.
Oh, you did?
Yes. I have boy and girl grandchildren twins.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic. So, how long have you been sewing?
Oh, forever. My first machine was a Singer Featherweight for Christmas the year my father died. I had wanted a toy machine, and he told my mom to get a real machine. I still have that one.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like you got hooked.
Oh, I have 4 in my house right now.
Fantastic.
Up to the electronic ones that I use in my computer.
Oh, wow.
But Audrey and Andrew were so excited when they opened their boxes because they had their own machine.
Yeah.
And it was terrific. And I talked to them recently, and they had made birthday presents for their parents.
Oh.
Pillows, and had appliqued mom and dad. And
Sweet.
Audrey says, I even repaired a hole in my pants, Granny.
How cute. But, you know, Jane, I mean, you're creating lifetime memories for them. I mean, I remember sewing with my grandma. I mean, they're still some of my favorite memories. And, you know, no matter how old they get, I mean, they're always our babies. They're always our grandbabies. Isn't it nice to know they're gonna remember you and remember all those great things that they are doing, I mean, for years to come. That's a great feeling, isn't it?
I think so, and I think they'll probably keep theirs forever, just like I've kept mine that my dad
Yeah,
got.
I think so, too.
That's nice.
I think so, too. Well, Jane, I mean, this little Pixie for $60, it is really worth every penny then, isn't it?
Oh, it's worth... this is a no-brainer.
Yes,
That's what we thought.
No-brainer.
Good
And
point.
it definitely, the size is great for little people, and then they can take it to college.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
Granny's thinking here.
Granny is thinking. Well, Jane, you have been such a hoot. What a sweetheart. Thank you so much for calling us. And boy, all of our best out there in Texas. Thank you again, Jane. Great to have you here. But, you know, the thing is, Darlene, I mean, we see some of the things you're doing. And, you know, I'm just getting inspired by all the things that you're doing here. I mean, you know, like I said, you know, I asked Jane, you know, is it worth it? I mean, she's like, yeah. I mean, it's worth everything. Because, you know, seriously, it's hard to find something that really has this much versatility, you know, especially in this kind of price range. I mean, this makes it worth absolutely every single penny.
That's right, and this is a dial-a-stitch. This has 8 built-in stitch patterns, a pull-down reverse, 2 speeds, low and high, and it will even run on batteries. In addition to that, it has the footprint of something smaller than a toaster. I mean, literally, this will fit in the palm of your hand. Perfect for that first-time dorm, that small apartment. Maybe you travel a lot. You can fit this in your suitcase. I mean, you can take this anywhere that you go and sew anywhere. You're not encumbered. It is lightweight. I mean, literally, it probably weighs less than, I would say, 5 to 6 pounds, and it fits right there in the palm of my hand. I mean, it has a little bit of weight to it, but notice the stitches on the front. You have your bridging stitch, a blind hem, a zigzag satin stitch, which is what I'm using right now to put on applique. Then there's even a zigzag stitch and then another zigzag stitch. So you have 3 choices of zigzag and then 3 choices of straight stitching. Straight stitch close, medium, and loose. Not loose in how tight it is, but length of stitch. So it's a basting stitch. Then here's your pull down reverse. Here's your low and high speed. And of course it will work without a foot pedal if you want. It will work with batteries if you want. Literally, you can put batteries in there. This is going to go on its own, and it will have a mind of its own and give you that freedom to sew anywhere. Literally, because you can pick this up and carry it with the built-in carrying handle. I want you to see the thread feed also on the back. You know, we're approaching that quarter of the year when everything gets so busy, and this is the time to get out those things from last year and dust them off, clean them out, and maybe do all of those little repairs now. This is going to hold your thread. And have you seen all the accessories? Take a look at this. Feast your eyes on 23 pre-wound bobbins in a rainbow of colors, 10 full-size spools of thread. As Shannon had mentioned earlier, you got your measuring tape, your pearl top pins, buttons and snaps and a seam ripper and a needle threader and trimmers and hand needles. I mean, every single thing you need to get all of those alterations and mending chores done is here in this kit.
Really awesome. I mean, there's so much to love about this. Again, last 600. This machine is never coming back. So if you're like Jane and you really want to start your whole family on a sewing tradition, this is perfect. But somebody else it's their first time, we're going to Philadelphia, or Pennsylvania rather. Hi there, Gemini. Welcome to HSN.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Gemini.
I'm sorry?
I said, hi, Gemini. Glad you called.
Thank you. I am so excited. I'm finally buying my first sewing machine.
Good.
I haven't sewn since junior high, back in the day when they had home ec.
Right.
Me too.
A lot of people have that.
But I do sew by hand. But reason why I'm buying this machine is I am a graphic artist and a crafts person.
Oh, wow.
And I want to be creating a lot of things, you know, artistic things plus things for my home. And my ultimate goal is to get one of those electronic machines that you can hook up to your computer and create your own embroidery designs.
Yeah.
But like I told my salesperson, you don't start out with filet mignon when you haven't had a hot dog yet.
That's a cute analogy. I know. Well, I mean, Gemini, it's really true. And it's a great place to start. It's a Singer, so you know you're getting wonderful quality. And you're right. It's kind of like sewing with training wheels.
Right.
And, you know, and then we'll get you up to that fillet eventually, right?
Betcha.
Exactly.
Well, Gemini, what a nice call.
You took a big step.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you so much. I can't wait to get this. I am so excited.
Good. Well, how nice to have you here. Really, thank you for making that first step and for calling us. And, boy, have fun. I would love to see some of the great things that you're going to create. And, you know, please call us back, you know, once you get it and say hi to Darlene and let us know how it's working out. Thank you, Gemini. Nice to have you here. But But you know what? That's my favorite thing. To me, I feel like we've achieved something if we convince people to either start sewing or get back into sewing. That's really my goal when we do these singer shows, just because, you know, I think of all the great memories that I had growing up, and it just makes you excited. It just makes you want to do this. It just makes you want to sew. You know, and let's face it, at this price, I mean, that's about as irresistible as it gets. I mean, come on, 19 bucks. You know, you go to a movie, it's $60. I mean, you really do. I mean, by the time you do the 2 admissions and then, the barrel of popcorn.
That's right.
And
what you were just looking at is reverse bobbin stitching.
Okay.
And our caller was just talking about being creative. She's a graphic artist. You can put, you're going to love this, 2-millimeter wide silk ribbon, or pearlized cotton, or any heavy-duty threads, or even embroidery floss in your bobbin. Drop it in, sew with the good side facing the bobbin, so you'll be sewing it upside down, and when you turn it right side up, the bobbin thread becomes the star, and it can be veins in a leaf, it can be some sort of funky design. In fact, let me show you a couple of things on the table that were done that way.
Good.
This whole bear's fabric was made using reverse bobbin stitching.
So
you can put, and the reason the thread looks so heavy is it is heavy thread. Can you use that kind of heavy thread in the needle? No, of course not. But you can reverse bobbin stitching with it and use the different patterns to create new and exciting patterns. If you love scrapbooking, she said she was an artist, you'll be able to make your own scrapbook pages and scrapbook 3-dimensional embellishments on those pages with different stitches. Remember, there's 8 different stitch patterns built in. And if you're making things for your home, there's nothing like some grocery totes, some slip covers.